Okay, so in this problem we are given a series of compounds and asked to identify the number of atoms of each element within the compound. So we're going to do parts B, C, and D here. Here is the compound for part B. So we can see by looking at this that we have three different elements: carbon, nitrogen, and hydrogen. So I'll start by counting the carbon, and because we have carbon in the parentheses, we'll have to do some multiplication. So we've got here C2, so we've got two carbons there, and then in the parentheses we've got another 2 here. So we're going to multiply 2 by 2, and we will have 4 carbons then. So 4 carbons in this compound. So let's do nitrogen next. Now we see nitrogen here on the outside. It's not in any parentheses, so we don't have to worry about any multiplication. So we have N2, and that gives us a total of 2 nitrogen. So finally we can count hydrogens, and we can see right away here on the outside we have 2 hydrogens right there, H2, and then also inside the parentheses we have 5 hydrogens. So as we did for the carbon, we'll multiply this 5 by 2 to get 10, add these 2 hydrogens, and that gives us a total of 12 hydrogens. So we've got 4 carbon, 2 nitrogen, 12 hydrogen. Okay. Part C, we're given this compound, and we've got 3 different elements again: calcium, phosphorus, and oxygen. So let's start with calcium. We see out here outside of the parentheses Ca3, so we know we have 3 of those. 3 calcium. Then we'll go inside the parenthesis, and we've got 1 phosphorus inside and 2 total outside of the parentheses. So 2 times 1 is 2, so we have 2 phosphorus atoms. Finally, we'll look at oxygen. We've got 4 oxygen atoms inside the parentheses. Multiply by 2. That gives us 8 total oxygen. So we've got 3 calcium, 2 phosphorus, and 8 oxygen. Okay, finally in part D here, we have a little bit more complex molecule. So we have 4 different elements in this one: cobalt, nitrogen, oxygen, and hydrogen. So let's start with cobalt, the easiest one right here outside of the parentheses, no subscript, so we know we have just 1 cobalt. Alright, then going on to nitrogen, we've got our nitrogen here inside the parentheses. There's no subscript, but there's a 2 outside of the parentheses, so we multiply 2 by 1, and we get 2 nitrogen. Okay. Then moving on to oxygen, we've got 3 oxygen inside the parentheses here. Multiply that by 2, that's 6. Then we also have 1 oxygen in the water molecule here, but we have 6 of those. So we add 6 and 6 together, and we have 12 oxygen. So finally, let's look at hydrogen. We only have hydrogen here in the water molecule at the end, H2, and we have 6 molecules, so 6 times 2 gives us 12 hydrogen. So we've got 1 cobalt, 2 nitrogen, 12 oxygen, and 12 hydrogen. And that's all.